Mike Shea from SlyFlourish, here with my friend Enrique Bertran, the NewbieDM. Enrique, say hello.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday morning.
I am having a wonderful Friday morning.
Thank you for joining us for early morning D&D.
Early morning D&D. In this show, Enrique and I are playing through the adventure Dragon of Icespire Peak. This is the adventure included in the D&D Essentials kit. Yeah, it's okay. We give you permission to watch this stream from work. You can tell your boss that it's okay, that Mike and Enrique say it's okay.
We promise not to curse.
Right. By the way, that is not a legally binding agreement. I
don't promise not to curse.
No, we'll try it. We'll keep it pretty clean. This is pretty clean.
I'll try to keep it clean.
Pretty clean here. So we are playing, Dragon of Icespire Peak, the D&D Essentials adventure, and we are playing one-on-one. And this is probably our second to last session of this adventure. Yeah, so you were at the Woodland Manse. You found a map that led you to the Circle of Thunder. And when you arrived at the circle, you saw a bunch of anchorites of Talos performing a ritual.
A ritual.
Yes. And you fought the anchorites, and on the last one sacrificed themselves upon the altar at the Circle of Thunder and summoned Gorthok the Thunder Boar.
Correct.
Roll for initiative.
Oh, like that, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not screwing around today.
No, I guess not. Barundar rolls a 5.
All right.
And Bang rolls a 17.
All right. That's good. Gorthok has a dexterity. I'm not going to tell you what his dexterity is, but it's not great. He has a 7. So Gorthok. Bing sees this monstrous. It's like the size of an ox cart, a boar the size of an ox cart, and lightning is arcing off of his 4 tusks, all to the various to the pillars that are on the side of this place as he comes roaring towards you. What does Bing want to do? He's about right now about 20 feet away from you, running full speed.
20 feet away from Bang or Barundar?
So I presume the two of you are about 15 feet apart from one another, about 20 feet away from the boar.
Okay.
So if Bing would like to step away from the boar, perhaps get Barundar in between the two of you, you could certainly move into that position.
Yeah, Bing is in bad shape. Bing is going to have to... Sorry, Barundar.
Oh no.
I need to take care of myself here.
Self-care is important.
Self-care is important. Bing is going to cure wounds on himself.
Very good. A smart move.
And that's a D8. He rolls a 1.
Oh, no.
We're off to a great start here,
yeah, folks. This is going well. And you do get your wisdom bonus on that. So it's like a mighty 4.
It's a mighty 3.
A mighty 3. Oh, boy. That's not going to help.
No.
So
Barundar says as much.
Barundar's like, that's not going to help. Bing's like, oh, no. Gorthok the Thunder Boar. So did Bing move behind Barundar?
Yes. At this point, Bing takes a couple of steps back to... yes. He's using Barundar as a human shield.
Very good. Gorthok comes roaring in with his huge tusks, lightning-infused tusks, and smashes into Barundar for a 10 versus AC. I presume...
No, Barundar matrixes out of the way of those tusks.
Bends away. Both Barundar and then Bing's right on the other side, right? And the boar goes roaring past. Whoa! They both.
Barundar stood his ground and he was waiting for this, and he just was able to dodge.
Gorthok smashes into one of the ancient columns of the place, full speed, and that those stones are like 20 feet high and 20 feet deep. And when he smashes into it, it cracks and it tumbles over backwards outside of the circle away from you. It is Barundar's turn.
So Barundar has 2 attacks.
All right. Is he rushing up and attacking Gorthok's mighty haunch?
He's gonna. Yes, he's just gonna rush up and attack this thing.
Awesome. He charges
no
in.
hesitation. No hesitation. Using my +1 battle axe to attack.
So just well before the roll,
Yeah.
you look over and you see there's this altar right nearby, and you think if you were to leap upon the altar and then leap up and smash down upon Gorthok, you could do so with advantage on your attacks. Doing so will require a successful DC 13 athletics check to not slip in the gore and blood that's covering the altar.
Well, that's...
Will you take that deal?
Great... Absolutely.
All right.
Barundar is very athletic. So my athletics roll is a 16.
Excellent. You leap upon the altar and hurl yourself off, coming smashing down upon Gorthok. Please roll your attacks with advantage.
Barundar is going to bring the pain, as they say. So my first attack with advantage is a natural 19, which means I crit.
That is a critical hit. You come charging down, your axe smashing down upon him.
That is 2d10 plus 4 damage.
Wow.
10 on the first roll.
Nice.
8 on the second roll.
You were doing significantly better than Bing has done.
Yes. Well, I'm picking up his slack. That's right. 22 on that first
22
attack.
on your first attack.
Yes, sir.
It cleaves into Gorthok, who roars out in pain, having never felt such a mighty blow. You see your axe is gleaming with power as you hit him.
Can I please describe that I slice off one of his tusks?
Yes, you cleave off one of his front tusks. It lands on the ground, arcing lightning, and you see like this blue energy sort of pouring out and even dripping down to the ground from the severed tusk, as though his blood is liquid lightning.
Because I'm going to use that thing as a necklace.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I'm going to hang it as like a pendant. Okay, here comes my second attack with advantage. First roll is a 1. Let's go advantage. Next roll is an 11 plus 7, 18.
That is a hit.
1d10 plus 4. That is a 5 on that attack.
5 total?
27 total points of damage.
All right. You hew into him again with the axe, smashing. This time you hit into his thick side, and it cuts him, but not you realize, like, well, this creature's big. It is Bing's turn. Bing, who has recovered 3 hit points of his health. The good news is it looks like Barundar and Gorthok are locked together. Bing no longer has to worry about his health.
Bing begins to whisper a little prayer to his god, and flames filled with sacredness escape his hands.
All right, go roaring around Gorthok.
Yeah.
Gorthok, however, turns, and as he does, and the radiant energy surrounds him, the lightning dissipates the energy all around him. He rolled a 17 on his saving throw. Gorthok, then, you see his eyes blazing with electrical energy, again arcing. The tusk is still bleeding that bluish, strange liquid onto the ground, and lightning is arcing from his tusks and his eyes. All of a sudden, it all sort of pulls in. A bolt of lightning from the sky hits Gorthok right in the back, just this deafening blast, and then he channels it right into you. I need you to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw as you are blasted by lightning.
Is this Barundar or Bing?
Barundar. Gorthok barely recognizes that Bing is there.
DC dexterity saving throw. Dexterity saving throw. I have a +2 against my dexterity. 12.
You are hit for 18 points of lightning damage as it blasts you against the stone, and lightning arcing off of you and your weapon down to the ground below. You recover from the blast, and it is your turn.
Can I try that trick with the altar again, or is he too far away from the altar?
You could try it again, but you will take an opportunity attack to try to break away from him and do it again. And
I'll take that bet.
Looking at his sharp tusks, you wonder whether or not that's such a good idea.
I will take that bet.
Right. You roar away. He smashes one of his thunderous hooves to try to smash you to the ground. He rolls a 26 versus your armor. And
Okay.
he hits you for math. Math is hard. 6 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
And 3 points of lightning.
Okay. Here I go.
But you do break away. You're kind of stumbling a bit as he hits you with one of his hooves, and now you are leaping upon the altar to drop down on him again. That will be a please roll a athletics check.
Natural 19 plus 6.
That is a solid yes. You easily leap upon the altar, and you come charging down, hoping to recreate the first devastating attack. Although now he's ready for it. He was unprepared the first time.
Here we go. First attack with advantage. First roll is a 15. Second roll is a 5. That 15, I'm going to assume it hits. That's a 22.
Hit. Yes.
That is 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. And that was on the first attack, right?
That was the first attack.
All right. Let's see your second.
Second attack. 12 on the first roll. 17 on the second roll for 24.
That is a hit. Both of those would have been a hit.
And that does 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. You have done 39 points of damage. He is badly wounded, though still in fighting shape. It is now Bing's turn.
Bing.
Sir! We've
Bing
never faced a foe like this before.
Bing! Shut up and cast!
All right, sir!
Bing is going to sacred flame this thing again.
All right. Again, the boar looks at it almost, it doesn't really smile, but its eyes blaze with energy as the holy magic roars around him and is dissipated by his lightning aura. He rolled a 19 on his saving throw.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to be working, sir.
Okay.
Then, Gorthok, turns towards Barandar and charges in again with his lightning tusks, trying to impale you upon them. He rolls a 24.
Oof.
He hits
That's
you
a solid hit.
For 10 points of slashing damage.
No.
And 1 point of lightning damage. He kind of smashes into you and pins you against the jagged rock that he had hit before.
Yeah.
How's Barandar doing?
Not well.
All right. It is, however, Barandar's turn. Does Barandar have any dirty tricks?
No. Yes. Hold on. Barandar's going to disengage.
All right.
And move out of the way.
Okay.
He's going to move back from
right.
the boar.
So you quickly dodge to the side. He tries to slice you with his tusks as you make your way back, but misses. You back up. Did you back up? Is Bing still between you and Barandar? I'm sorry. Is Bing?
I want Bing and I want to be behind Bing as much as I can.
Oh right. Are you is your intent to draw Gorthok towards Bing or just put you both in the way?
My intent is for Bing to drop a one of those beads.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So you disengage from Gorthok. You back up, and now it is Bing's turn.
I want Bing to throw a necklace of fireballs bead at this thing.
All right. He plucks it and hurls it at Gorthok. Gorthok's dexterity is terrible, and he just dumbly is standing there. And as Bing hurls the fireball, you see Gorthok makes like these little stomps with his feet and catches it in his mouth.
Oh my god.
Please roll 8d6 damage.
Yes. All right. First roll, I'm rolling 46s first. 6 and 5, 11, 12, 17.
Nice.
You said CD 66?
8d6.
86. 17, 18, 20, 20, 29 points.
So yeah, so Gorthok, right? Bing is standing there. The lightning is still arcing all around. The tusk is still bleeding. You hurl the bead. Gorthok's eyes go a little wide, like a dog, and then he goes gulp and catches hops up a little bit and catches the bead in his mouth. And then Gorthok is looking at you. He looks over at Bing. He looks over at you, and then his head explodes.
Yes.
You are covered in this like phosphorescent, like glowing blue blood. Both you and Bing are just covered in it as it pours out of the front of this massive beast. Its front legs are gone, and its back legs kind of wobble. And with this tremendous thud, the body of Gorthok the Thunder Boar falls to the ground amidst the ruined circle. You have defeated Gorthok the Thunder Boar.
Barundar actually picks up Bing and hugs him.
Bing is like, "Sir, did you see that, sir? His head exploded."
No, Bing, I'm hugging you. Bing, I'm hugging you for other reasons.
I love you too, sir. And he hugs you and pats you on the back. We won. We did it.
We did. Bing?
Sir.
Those two bards at the tavern back in Phandalin have a new song to sing.
Indeed. I should draw this. And he sits down on the shattered stone, and you see him, and he's got his tongue sticking out of the corner of his mouth while he is quickly sketching. And then he turns it around, and it is a stick figure of the two of you, arms out, and like a half boar with just a single lightning bolt arcing off of the boar. Because I think I captured it, sir. What do you think?
I think it's a great rendition, Bing.
Oh, the bards are gonna love this. You stand atop this hill. Now the storm, as you sit there, like all the storm clouds that were around, they all sort of dissipate. And then that feeling of this tremendous amount of storm-like energy that surrounded this whole grove is gone. And you look up into the sky and you see stars for the first time since you've entered Neverwinter Wood.
Huh.
It looks a lot more peaceful here, sir.
So is there anything... Okay, so we're going to explore this area now since we've taken care of all the bad guys here.
Yeah, so you find that the hill, which stood about 30 feet above the ground around it, has these stone outcroppings that lead into caves where it looks like the anchorites spent their time. You can see these on the map. And as you explore these, you find some interesting things. Let's see. We will start clockwise, beginning at the upper right cave. That is area C3. So inside, you find that the mouth of the cave is bare. And when you examine it, there's these... And you notice this about all of the caves. It appears that each of the anchorites sort of stayed in their own little cave area, in their own hovel. They're rough beds made out of hides and very rustic, small cooking pots sitting over a fire. And on the walls were images of like symbols of Talos, right? All of these pictures of like the Storm Lord with his hands out and, spiky heads and lightning bolts coming down from the side. Bits of bark, like peeled bark that they had sort of scrawled runes and sigils on. But in this cave, you find, after examining the bed, you find a compartment underneath the bed. And inside there is a leather-wrapped object, a large kite-sized object. When you pull back the leather from this, you find a shining shield. And emblazoned on this shield is an image of a... Give me a second... a wheel over a plow, right? So an image of a plow with a wheel over it. And yeah, it's shining gold and silver. And it's while the rest of this place is pretty muddy and dirty, the shield is quite fine. Sir.
Bing?
It's a beautiful shield.
It is.
Do you recognize
I
the
lift
symbol on it?
Can I make a religion check?
You can make a history check with advantage.
History check. 10 for Barundar.
That was with advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking at it and you're like, you haven't really seen it. And Bing is like, perhaps that's something we should research. I don't recognize it either, sir, but obviously it looks, the nature of it looks dwarven, but it's not a symbol I'm familiar with. Would you like to don it and I shall hit you about the head and shoulders and we determine if it has any magical properties?
Well, does it feel lighter? Does it feel, how does it?
So you pick it up and it feels like a solid shield, right?
Okay.
It definitely, it feels, it doesn't, its weight is, doesn't change from what you would expect from a normal shield.
All right. So I'm going to strap it to my back and I tell Bang that we can see what it is later.
He says, all right, sir, it looks really well made. Just give it a bang in one corner. Just bang it.
Okay,
see if you can dent it a little bit.
Bang, I see you really want to hit me. So
all right.
Go for it.
So he takes out a stick, right? And you hold the shield and goes, and he's hitting you with the stick. Sort of like Yoda, right? With a tiny, it's like, banging on you. And he looks back and goes, look, there's not a single mark on it. I think this shield is very old, but nothing seems to have, nothing seems to have caused any damage to it. It's definitely a magical shield. Perhaps if you spend some time with it, you will understand its full properties.
Perhaps. When we lay down for the night, Bang, I will.
I don't know about you, sir, but I'm very tired. But although I guess we could explore the rest of these caves.
Yes.
I have just enough energy for that, and then I fear I will collapse.
Me too, Bing. We just fought a magical boar filled with lightning.
We blew its head off, sir.
Well, I did what I had to do.
I say we, but really I was the one that threw that bead, wasn't I?
Bing.
We'll keep that out of this. This is a partnership. This is a partnership we have. Sorry.
Always trying to take the credit, Bing.
Yes. Sorry, sir. Examining the cave to the southeast, looking through it, you find another sort of decrepit hovel where the anchorites, where one of the anchorites resided. And there you find 3 stick figure humanoids that they had bound together, all of them charred as though hit by lightning. But you find no other treasure of note. And finally, coming to the other one, you see a stone and a cave mouth carved with a picture of a boar chasing after a stick figure. The symbology is very poor. And Bing looks at it and says, "Oh, look at that beautiful picture! Such imagination! Look at the way there's a bend in the knee to show that he's running. I should learn that, sir. I'm going to sketch this." And when you go inside, you find another hovel, only in here, there's a small area of the wall that has been carved out. And inside of it are 2 potions, 2 bottles, each of them with this grayish, cloudy liquid on the inside.
Bing, any idea what this is?
I don't know, sir. Sometimes you can take a sip of it and learn more.
All right, so I'm going to dip my finger in and taste it.
So it tastes kind of like iron, right? It has not a great taste. And you kind of feel it, and you look at your hand, right? And you sort of just take out like a small knife, and you just sort of cut your finger a little bit with it, and you realize it takes a lot more work for you to cut your finger with this thing. And with Bing is holding up a torch, right, to illuminate the area, and you just kind of dip your hand in, and you can feel the heat of it, and you say, like, if I held my hand in here, it would hurt me, but maybe half as much as it would normally. You realize that both of these potions are potions of invulnerability.
Oh.
They reduce the amount of damage you take by half. Sir, Why are you putting the hand in the fire? That seems foolish.
Bing.
Sir.
Something tells me something. I can't quite figure out what that is.
He nods and kind of holds his hand. He goes, yes, sir. Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
Yes. Perhaps tomorrow morning we should have deep thoughts. Tonight we should rest.
Yes. Can we sleep outside? This place smells. It smells in here. Dead animals and stuff.
I'm not sleeping out. No, I'm not sleeping outside.
All right. Well, I will see you in the morning, sir.
Don't get yourself hurt.
I'll be okay. He kind of departs, and you can hear him whistling a little tune, and he goes outside, and he's staying outside, so you can see his fire. You know that he's nearby, right? You can hear him, and you have a full rest. You all recover. Your hit points, hit dice, and all expended abilities have recovered.
Great.
During the night, as you sleep by that shield, you have an image of dwarven citadels sitting atop mountains that look out over a large valley. Beautiful, beautiful citadels. And you see these armored dwarves that are kind of walking around, and they're even like dwarven farms where dwarf civilians are working the land, and these statues of like dwarven heroes on the sides. And you notice that all of the dwarven warriors have that shield with that same symbol on it, the wheel over the plow. And your knowledge of dwarves is mostly that they like to build underground, right? That they build big empires. But these citadels and these castles are all above ground. And for a minute, you have like an image of a bunch of dwarves sort of finding a cave and going down into the cave where they're building mines and stuff. And they open up a chamber, and it opens up into a vast chamber of onyx, like worked onyx stone, and an altar sitting down in this deep chamber. And upon the altar is an image of an eye. And then you quickly like wake up, and when you do, like you see that the shield is glowing a little bit, and then the glow diminishes. When you place it upon your arm, you feel the power that it has as it sort of attuned itself to you. It is a +1 shield that once per day can cast the spell Shield of Faith.
Nice.
You feel you have thoroughly explored the Circle of Thunder.
Beautiful. Back to town.
All right. You make your way back through through Neverwinter Wood, and as you do so, you can hear sort of animals off in the distance, but nothing. But as you spend, it takes you a couple of days to get through the woods, and it's on the middle of your second day when you hear a large creature that's sort of following you along through the woods. And as you grab your shield and your axe and sort of prepare yourselves, it comes out, and it is the centaur that you had met earlier. "Hello, friends," he says.
Bang, it's his bizarre half-man, half-horse creature.
Right.
Let me do the talking, Bing.
How do you suppose he would wear pants, sir?
Bing, that question has been asked.
Did we already ask that? I still haven't. I've drawn some pictures, sir, but they're not really appropriate right now.
We'll talk about it later. Let me speak to this creature. Hang tight, Bing, there, Bing.
In case you do not remember.
Half-man, half-horse.
Yeah, I prefer centaur, if you would. Half-man, half-horse is not... That's not how we speak about ourselves.
I see. Well, centaur.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Good day to you.
I don't know why I call you sir. Your friend there calls you sir. So I suppose I would too.
I prefer Barundar.
Barundar. Welcome. I am Xanth.
Yes.
I have seen that storms, there were unnatural storms in the air that have dissipated. Do you know anything of this?
I do. We've destroyed a magical boar creature who was calling down lightning from the sky.
My word, such power.
Yes. Well, we were more powerful. We've destroyed it and all the evil it brought.
I am glad to hear. That is wondrous to hear. It would appear that the dragon of the southern mountain range has become more bold in its attacks. Just recently, a caravan coming from Neverwinter to Phandalin was blasted down by this dragon, who then grabbed foodstuffs that it had and dragged it up into the mountains to the south. Something about that dragon must be done.
I believe it is in my destiny to fight that dragon.
I see you hold a powerful axe. I had heard rumors of that axe around the Dragon Barrow. It would appear,
I found it there.
It would appear to be just right for your hand. I think you will do well.
The axe came to me.
That is, I can only imagine the tale of heroism that follows along with you gathering that axe.
I look back at Bing and I kind of like...
Bing's like, we had the whole mound collapsed. And he's like, yes, I saw it. A mighty battle that must have been. And Megan's like, mighty. A mighty battle.
Mighty. The mightiest.
The mightiest of battles. He says, yes.
The mightiest of battles.
Is there anything else I might do for you? I am glad to see that the forest was returning to its ways. I plan to continue to guard and protect it.
No, my friend, you have delivered enough exposition for the day.
Wonderful.
I believe my friend Bing and I shall get going.
I will leave you to it then. Enjoy your adventures, Barandar and Bing. Perhaps we will see each other again.
Perhaps I believe we shall meet again.
Yes, and he turns.
Xanth Forest.
Xanth. He turns and clops back off into the wood. And you continue your journey. One day later, you find yourself returned to the town of Phandalin. And there is, as soon as you enter the town, you kind of recognize that it is people are quite nervous. There's not a lot of people hanging out in the streets. You hear the sound of the bards playing, but it's all sort of just very not a melancholy song, but like a song filled with anxiety, right? About the dangers of the woods. And the trials on the paths, and that hopefully heroes will come to save Phandalin from the tyranny of the dragon.
Bing?
Sir.
First thing we need to do here is go talk to those bards.
Let's do it.
The people of Phandalin. The people of Phandalin deserve to know.
I have a question for you, sir.
Yes.
When we talk to the bards, how much talking should we do? And you see him, and he takes a couple of gold coins out and sort of. Do we want to do like?
Bang?
Yes, sir. Because we gave them like 5 silver, and it was all about us meeting the standard expectations of traditional adventurers, and that really didn't help us too much. I'm wondering if.
I believe our self-assessment this time can take us to a different level, Bing. I think you give them 2 gold coins.
All right.
And we have gone above and beyond.
All right. Yes, I will do that, sir. You see
Bing?
me? Yes, sir.
The people of Phandalin deserve to know that there's heroes coming to their aid.
He kind of looks back. He's like, yes, sir. So you head off into the inn, the Stonehill Inn. You sit down at a table, and food is brought out to you by the servants there. And you see Bing, and he goes over to the 2 bards. Both of the bards kind of give you a wave, like, hey. And those 2 dwarves that you met at the Dwarven Excavation, they're like, hey, it's the guy from before. And they're kind of pointing out, like,
it's Barundar.
Barundar, that's right. The one that meets expectations. We love that song. And Bing kind of turns, and the bards kind of laugh. And you see Bing, and he goes over, and you see him, and he's talking to them, and he's showing them the picture. And they both kind of like look at each other and look at the picture. And then he drops a couple of gold coins, and they look at the coins, and their eye goes up. Make a perception check for me.
Barundar.
Yes. I need a perception check from Barundar and a sleight of hands check from Bing.
So Barundar rolls a 10.
Mm-hmm.
And Bing rolls a 10.
Very good. So Berendar just catches a glimpse, and as he hands the 2 gold, it looks like he handed about 5 more on top of the 2 gold pieces, right? And you see the bards, and they kind of nod and they look at it, and the 2 of them are talking and strumming, and they're like, starting to come up with like what words rhyme with boar, and the boar came smashing through the door, and they start strumming, and everybody's kind of like listening to it. And then after,
while Barundar's strength soars.
Well, Barundar's strength soared as his axe cleaved into the boar. Yes, and so they start to work it, and after a little while, they have a song going, and the song is about fighting the storm, and a lot of metaphor about lightning, and a lot of the dwarven strength of the land facing off against the corrupt nature of the chaos of the storms, and everybody's sort of stomping their feet and smashing their mugs together. Give me even Bing begins to sort of throw his voice into it. Give me a charisma performance check by Bing, and make it with advantage.
Ooh. 13.
So yeah, they sing along, and everybody's kind of getting into the song. And the chorus is good, and they all sort of look, and people are like, "Is that the axe that you did it with? That axe on your back?"
Yes, it is.
You kind of hold it up.
This, my friends.
Whoa! And everybody kind of looks at it and goes, "Is that the axe that you're going to use to kill Cryovane?"
You've sort of stolen my thunder by saying that, but I was gonna say yes.
No, sir. You stole the thunder when you blew up Gorthok.
I see what you did there.
Yes. Haha.
This is the axe who will defeat the white dragon that
tomorrow
is filling your hearts with fear, Phandalin.
And they're all kind of like, no, the axe doesn't fill our hearts. Oh, you mean the dragon is filling our hearts with fear?
Yes.
I understand. Yes, and so the bards kind of sing, and they go into like how you explored ancient ruins and how you recovered the axe from your ancestors. You're not even sure, like, was it an ancestor? I'm not sure. But good enough. And how you have armed and protected yourself, and now you're going to face the mightiest foe of the town of Phandalin, Cryovane, the white dragon. And they all pat you on the back. And the innkeeper says, if you make it back from there, it's free food once a day from our standard menu selection if you make your way back here.
For the rest of my life?
For the rest of your life or 10 years, whichever comes first.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Very good. Very good. And a free room tonight.
And Bing gets 50% off.
Bing is like, yeah, wait, what? I eat half of what he eats. That doesn't make that poor economic sense. Bing. It's like,
Bing, I'm trying to broker a deal here.
The life of a companion, he says. So you rest that night and sleep deeply into your sleep is deeper than you have slept in some time. And you awaken the next day, and in the eyes of the patrons of the inn, you see eagerness as they look forward to hearing of your further adventures and of your the coming battle with Cryovane. Do you have any preparations you would like to make before your trip up to Icespire to Icespire Hold?
Not really any preparations. I'd like to give the citizens of Phandalin some words as we part.
All right. So you
want them.
You kind of go outside in the town square, and there's a bunch of people sort of walking by, and my guy's like, "Hey, it's the guy that kept ripping down all the posters from the board. Hey."
I want to basically convey that we are off to try to destroy this dragon, to help the people of Phandalin, and I want them to know that they have someone watching over their safety in Bing and Barundar. We will do for you what the authorities cannot do.
What was it? Is that Savras, the goddess of luck?
No. It's myself and him.
Oh, you two.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes, we're gonna go try to kill the dragon. That's what I'm talking about.
Give me a performance check, a charisma performance check. Is Bing helping you with this?
No, Bing is kind of looking at me like, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing? So you're just on your own. Very good.
Yeah, Bing is not a part of this. 15.
All right, that's not bad.
Plus -1 charisma, 14.
So so it's about the point where you kind of show like with this axe, and they go, oh, and then the crowds come and they hear, and the bards are strumming in the background. They're just sort of playing the background chorus to the song that they sung in the night before, and it sort of backs you up, and everybody's like, oh, we have someone watching over. Someone's going to take down this villain, and trade will open up, and Phandalin will come back to the prosperity it once had. They're all very eager. Great. And they go on the back and like, good. And old man comes up. He goes, really great speech there. I sure hope you don't die. He pats you on the back.
That's the intent.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Sir.
Good. Yeah.
All right.
Best of luck.
Bing.
Sir.
We should be on our way.
Yes, sir. I must say that I'm quite after seeing what we did with Gorthok. I am confident, and we can of course use. We could do that same. Perhaps we could do that same trick again. And he pulls up the lanyard, and there's no beads left on the
beads left
on the necklace of fireballs. There were but 3, and all 3 were used. And he goes, "Uh-oh,
Bing,
sir."
Something tells me that having no fireballs when we're about to face a white dragon isn't the best of plans.
Oh man, yeah.
What can we do, Bing?
Well, you can hit it with your axe. A lot.
Good. That's a good suggestion, Bing.
Yeah.
I think I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, and not getting hit by it.
That's a better suggestion.
As often as possible. That potion that you received could be quite helpful.
Bing?
Sir.
If I die up in that mountain, I want you to know something.
Yes, sir. It's a very morbid conversation, but okay.
You're a swell guy, Bing.
You see him, and he looks at you for a minute, and then his eyes just sort of well up, and a tear falls from the corner. He goes, "Sir, you're a swell guy, too."
Stop crying, Bing.
And he
go.
grabs you and hugs you, and he's just holding you
Bing,
tight.
we have work to do. Stop crying.
Like longer than you would like. Right? Like just, uncomfortably. Yes, sir, yes. Our adventures together. I've enjoyed these adventures thoroughly. I really hope
them too, Bing.
I really hope they don't end up there in the cold of those mountains. But I have faith.
If they do, Bing,
I have faith. And you have faith too. The shield of faith.
We have faith, Bing. It's all we have.
He gives you a punch on the shoulder.
And, well, at least you could say you died with me.
Well, I can't say that if I'm dead.
Well,
I won't be saying much of anything.
Afterlife is, Bing, but perhaps you can.
Point. Maybe so. And then Limbo, I'll be like, hey, I got killed by a dragon. They're like, yeah, really? I was killed by Netherese wizards.
Let's go, Bing.
Yes, sir. Sorry. Yes, sir. You make your way out on the Tribor Trail. Let's see. Here's our map.
Bing, it feels like it was just yesterday we were fighting orcs. Now we're headed to kill a dragon.
Indeed, sir. Quite the adventures we have. So you, instead of going along, you go out to the Tribor Trail and make your way northeast along the trail, coming between the Mountain's Toe Gold Mine and the Shrine of Savras before making your way southeast into the mountains. As you're making this journey along these goat paths and other very narrow switchback animal paths that lead up through the hills and to the base of the Sword Mountains, you recall the vision you had where you flew over these very hills and mountains and saw these paths and eventually saw the hold itself. It is in the late evening on your second day of travel when you come to part of the path, you see this large block of ice standing about 15 feet tall and equally wide, sort of frozen up against the side of the mountain. And as you look inside the ice, you see that there is a large frozen body. That's morbid, sir.
What kind of body is it?
So it stands about 12 feet high. It's bigger than a typical humanoid that you've seen. And just 3 fingers of one hand are sticking out of the back side of the ice. And they're large, great big large fingers. Looking at it, it doesn't appear to be as big as a giant, but looking at it, you're like, it is certainly an ogre.
Oh, it's an ogre.
This ogre got frozen solid. I mean, certainly, look, it's certainly dead. And Bing is flicking the big finger up and down.
Bing, stop playing with the dead ogre.
Oh, crap, sir, as the finger breaks off and falls to the ground and sort of rolls down the trail. And he kind of looks at it and looks at you and goes, sorry, sir.
Does it look like the ogre was he caught frozen?
Yeah, so it looks like, right, it looks like he had like a hand out as something blasted him with ice and froze him up against the side of the mountain.
Bing?
Sir.
I hope you have a coat.
I have my thick winter cloak that I bought back at the back in Phandalin, sir. Yes.
Good.
I don't know that that's going to help me with a situation like this, though.
Perhaps not, Bing.
I made you something, sir. I forgot to give it to you earlier. Back when we were at the Circle of Thunder, and I slept outside because I didn't like the smell. I was just thinking about our time together, and I made this for you, sir. And it's the boar tusk on a lanyard with a hole through it.
Oh,
and there's
beautiful.
still like a blue glow around it. He goes, yeah, it actually there's a small leather cap that you could put on the top of the cap, and it will dim the light. But if you lift it off, it will shine out and illuminate your way.
Beautiful, Bing. Thank you so much.
I thought you would like that, sir.
I appreciate the gesture, Bing.
It is my pleasure, sir.
He
hugs you again.
I made something for you as well, Bing.
Oh, what is that, sir? You didn't have to do that.
Oh, Bing. I pull into a pocket and I pull out a trinket. Anything, I don't know. Bing, I made this for you.
A random trinket. Let's take a look.
Yeah,
let's go find a random trinket.
It's a random trinket that Barundar pulls out of his bag.
It is a plain orcish arrowhead.
Bing?
Sir.
It's an arrowhead from orcs.
He looks at it and goes, it's beautiful, sir. And his eyes well up with tears once again. Sir,
I want you to carry this as a reminder of our adventures together, Bing.
He looks at you and goes, sir, this is too much. I can't accept this.
No, Bing, I insist.
He says, oh, okay, sir.
I put it in his hand and I close his hand and I say, Bing?
Sir.
Whenever you're worried or whenever you're fearful, always think back on our adventures. Hold this trinket
I will.
in your hand.
Ow! Ow! He holds it up and then, like, there's a welt of blood where he squeezed it too hard and it pierced into his hand. He's like, oh, yes, sir. Sharp.
It'll remind you of our adventures together, Bing.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that, sir.
We should keep walking, Bing.
Yes, sir. I think you're right. Clouds partly obscure a stone fortress situated atop the icy spur of a jagged, snow-covered mountain that you recognize as Icespire Peak, a landmark so enormous as to be visible from Phandalin on a clear day, although you'd never seen it from there. The mountain dwarfs the fortress, which consists of 2 separate structures joined together by a stone bridge. A narrow, winding path corkscrews up the mountainside to the smaller of the 2 structures, and appears to be the only safe way to reach it by land. It's an unwelcome path, but not as unwelcome as the cold, howling wind that buffets you. The vision that you had received gave you a general idea of the layout of this keep, which you can see in this map. So you are coming along this winding route, and you can see that It sort of spirals around. So you're at the northern part of that right now.
But I want to keep my eyes and ears open. I want to make sure if I know the wind is probably howling, but I want to make sure if I can hear the flapping of the leathery wings of this dragon that I would recognize because I've heard it before.
Yes. Give me a perception check from both Bing and Barundar.
Okay. Barunda rolled a 5, and Bing will roll a... Well, Bing has a passive perception of 13,
Sure.
and Barundar has a passive perception of 11.
All right. And you rolled below both of those?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you're making your way along, and you're certainly keeping your ear up, but the howling wind is making it quite difficult. You're pretty confident that if you heard the sound of beating wings, given that you have heard them before at least twice, you're pretty confident that you will hear it if it is riding along. As you continue your journey up along the path, when you reach, let's see, you kind of spiral around. And as you get to the south part of back to here, let's see. Yeah, you're continuing your journey, and above you is this large bridge. And the bridge is made out of stone, and you see upon it is etched the same symbol that you find on your shield. A wheel over a plow. Quite old. And looking at this place, Bing is like, "Sir, I think this place is thousands of years old." Like, the construction of it is amazing. Very solid dwarven construction. But this place is very old. And yet, look, that symbol.
Can Barundar now take a look at the big picture here, this building, this dwarven construction, the symbol there, the symbol on my shield?
Yes.
Can I try to make another history check here?
You can, and make it with advantage.
All right. 17.
So this time you're looking and you're like, the Besselmere. This is a dwarven fortress of the Besselmere dwarves. The Besselmere were a dwarven kingdom that ruled above the surface of the land about 6,000 years ago. And their empire was both mighty but relatively short among dwarven standards. They are actually older than the more well-known Delzoun dwarves, who built Gauntlgrim and many other dwarven fortresses that still exist today. The Besselmere were only around for about 150 years, and the general history of the Besselmere was that they were eventually overtaken by giants and humanoids who attacked them across the land. But there was another rumor, just kind of whispered about in old tomes and mostly as folklore and fairy tales, that they also had mines, and they dug deep into the earth, and they found something underneath the surface of the earth that destroyed the Delzoun dwarves the Besselmere dwarves all at once. Something terrible happened. The king of the Besselmere dwarves was known as Torhild Flametongue. And he ruled with an even-headed nature across his kingdoms, which is why the kingdom did so well over such a short period of time. And it was rumored that he had a crown that gave him a significant power to rule over his people, but that the crown was never found. And many believe it was lost down in the depths of that mine, where they found something too dark that destroyed their land.
Okay, so I share some of that with Bing.
Yeah, Bing. So Bing is standing. Yeah, sir. Yeah, the Besselmere. This fortress is an amazing historical art. Oh, watch out, sir! And an arrow comes arcing out from the southeastern corner of the gatehouse and smashes into the ground nearby, sticking out of the ground and quivering. Well, that's just rude, sir. Bing kind of hides behind a boulder, kind of peering out.
Yes, I was going to ask you, those boulders there on the path.
Yep.
What's up with that?
So it's an area where it looks like a small avalanche has sent a bunch of boulders to the ground. You can make your way around it it is difficult to make your way around it, but not impossible.
Is the arrow that just almost hit us an orc arrow?
Looking at it, it is not. It is a nice steel-headed arrow. With a clean shaft. It looks like a well-made arrow. You hear a voice that kind of cries out to you, but almost in a low whisper, right? Like wants to be heard by you, but not just screaming out loud. That says, "Get you gone, interloper! Away with you!"
Bang! I think they're talking to us.
I think they are, sir. Look, there's a woman up there. Another arrow comes arcing down your way. Get you gone, or I shall sick the dragon upon you.
Is it a human woman?
It is a human woman. You see her, she's kind of peering out from the arrow slit of the gatehouse. She has a good position on you. We're in a bad spot, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Bing. We're going to try to find a better spot to sort of regroup here and figure out what we're going to do.
So you're sitting among the rocks, right? You kind of have your backs to the rocks. And what you realize is like those first couple of arrow shots were warning shots. You can try to continue to run north if you want to head towards the gatehouse, or you can abandon the situation and head to the south, which seems to be what this woman is asking for.
No, I'm going to make my way north.
All right.
I am going to hold the shield facing east.
Okay.
To try to avoid getting hit by an arrow.
So you've got your shield up, right? And you and Bing are running towards it. I want Bing. I want Bing to my side. Yeah. So you're between Bing and the direction of the arrows.
I'm between Bing and the possible arrows.
Excellent.
Yes.
So you start running your way up to the north, and apparently that was not where this person wanted you to go, as an arrow comes arcing straight at you. And has a 14. So the arrow, she apparently has a good angle on you, but your shield, the arrow just hits, and you can hear the arrow shatter as it hits your shield. You continue to run north.
Yes.
Following the path around.
Oh yeah, I'm headed in there.
All right, so you run around. Another arrow from up there arcs in. This one is a 19 versus AC. What is your?
Oh, that's a hit.
What is your new AC? Okay, so
19.
19. So the arrow strikes you and hits for 6 points of damage. As it sort of pierces in, and you realize, these are like sharp, well-made arrows. One of it comes over the top of the shield. She sort of lifts up, and you realize like she's pretty skilled with this bow, right? As she fires it, and it arcs over and hits you in the shoulder for 6 points of damage. By this point, you can hear the sounds of boot scuffling as you make your way around to the north. And this time, 2 shots come firing at you as you charge. Do you see that door right here?
Yeah.
By the gatehouse, the front of the gatehouse. So they're up there on those arrow slits above you. There's 2 of them up there, and they both fire down upon you. One of them hits with rolls a 22 for 6 points of damage. The other one is a miss. So another arrow.
What do they look like?
So this one, now you see a man and a woman both up there. The man has like short cropped hair and a tattoo over one eye. The woman has hair that's both blonde and purple, kind of pulled back into a ponytail. You make it up to the door, and as you hug up against the door, they can't seem to get a shot from the angle. The door is a heavy... Let's see. I think I have actual information about this door. So it's like a heavy iron-bound door that appears to be locked from the other side.
It's locked.
Yeah, like it's barred from the other side.
Yeah.
Leave, or we shall summon the dragon upon you.
No. I'm here to kill the dragon.
No one can kill the dragon. Go away.
I can.
No, you can't. Says you.
Open the door. Open the door and let us in and stop shooting arrows at me. Let's talk this out.
No.
Let me do the talk.
Sod off.
No. I promise you, I'm here to kill the dragon. I was brought here by destiny.
Give me an insight check, both Barundar and Bing.
Bing, I think the cold is getting to me. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, it is cold.
Barundar rolls a 1.
Very good. Barundar has no, yeah.
And Bing rolls a 5. and plus 2, 7.
So Big Dad's like, what do you suppose they want, sir? It's like, you can't kill the dragon. Go away. It's our dragon.
Oh, it's our dragon.
He's our friend. Go
Are
away.
you aligned with... I'm going to ask a stupid question. Are you aligned with the dragon?
One of them is like, what is... It's like, are we friends? It's like, are we? Like, I don't know.
Is the dragon your friend?
So they both say at the same time. One goes, yes. And the other says, no. They go, shut up. That's not supposed to work. It's supposed to be friends.
Let us in. It's cold.
One of them's like, no, go away. The other's like, how much money you got?
Is this door made of wood?
It is.
Can I try to break this door down?
You can. You gonna start axing the door?
Yeah, I'm going to start axing the door.
All right. You start taking your axe, wham, wham, and after like 3 good hits, as soon as you start hitting the door, you hear the sound of footsteps, kind of scrambling around on the outside. And the door shatters inwards into what appears to be a stable, right? The stable of the gatehouse where horses and everything would kind of come out. And just as you finish smashing through the door, coming around from the western side and coming around the corner is the man and the woman standing there. They both have dropped their bows and have drawn. One of them has like a mace and a shield in his hand, and the other one has drawn like a crude longsword. The woman is like a crude longsword. They both look kind of nervous as they kind of stand there defensively.
I am not here to harm you.
Like, and one of them's like looking. It's like, well, you couldn't anyway. We'd cut you down right where you stand.
No.
Yes.
You will not.
Yes, I will. And then the other one is like, this is our place. We found it. We're gonna loot it. You take off.
I'm not here for treasure, ma'am. I'm here to kill the dragon.
So, and they kind of look at each other for a minute, and they're like, so you're gonna go fight the dragon.
Yes.
If it wins, you're going to just leave. And we get all the treasure that's here.
If it wins, I'm not leaving. I'm sorry.
If it wins, we don't care.
Frozen body.
Right. But if if it loses and you win,
yes.
we get all the treasure. Bing
really.
Looks at them and Bing looks at you.
Why don't we fight together? And we split the treasure.
They look at you like, fight a dragon?
Yes.
You're crazy. We're not fighting a dragon. It's madness.
I hold out my axe and I say, it is not madness. It is our destiny.
He kind of looks at you and is like, well, that's a pretty nice axe. The other guy you see and is like, his eyes kind of gleam and he opens his mouth. He's got these bad teeth. He's like, that is a nice axe.
It's meant to kill dragons.
Yeah. Give me an intimidation check.
6 plus my charisma, 5.
5. So he kind of looks at us. I bet we could sell that axe. We could probably get 25 gold pieces for that axe. I bet. Look at it. It's all shiny. Maybe we should take it. And she's like, she's kind of looking at you and she's looking at Bing and she's looking at your shield and the armor. And she's like, well, maybe, but she kind of like half of what we find. You kill it. Sure, we'll go up there and help you. We'll all work together. We'll all kill the dragon together. Sounds like a great idea. And then if you win, we get half of the loot. Because there's 2 of us and 2 of you.
Sure.
All right.
But I pick what half you get.
Give me an insight check for both Barandar and Bing.
Barandar rolls an 18.
Okay.
And Bing rolls a natural 19.
Both of you
21.
Definitely get the feeling that they are completely untrustworthy. Right? You're like they're like, oh yeah, we'll help you fight the dragon. They have no intention of fighting that dragon.
I look at Bing.
Bing kind of looks.
Bing looks at me.
Yeah, gives you.
We nod.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna kill these things.
All right. So you walk on up, and as your axe goes high, they, oh! and we will roll for initiative.
Yes. Enough talking.
But you're so good at it, sir.
Right. Barundar rolls a 17.
All right.
Bing rolls a 15.
Very good. They rolled terribly. Barandar. So yeah, they were like, rubbing their hands together, like we're getting some of the good stuff now. They're gonna get killed and we'll get all their gear. And then all of a sudden, your axe comes swinging at them. Are you going after the woman with the blonde and purple hair, or the guy with the tattoo over one eye and the close cropped hair?
Who looks stronger?
They both look
The
pretty.
man.
Yeah, they both look pretty. I mean, the man is bulkier, but the woman
Right.
definitely was more accurate with her blade.
I'm going to go for the guy.
Okay.
I'm using my axe one-handed.
And you're using the shield?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. 2 attacks. First attack is a 16 versus AC.
A 16 is a hit.
Second attack is a 17.
Also a hit.
First attack is a 8 points of damage.
Ooh.
Second attack does 10 points of damage.
Oh, so you hit him with the axe, and it just severs right through his crappy leather armor, and cuts deeply into him, and he cries out. It is Bing's turn.
Bing is going to Sacred Flame the woman.
Fails her saving throw. She has no lightning protection like Gorthok had.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage to the woman with the purple hair. They both, she kind of cries out. Both of them manage to get around you, and it appears that they are used to fighting together. They have pack tactics. They both attack you with swords and maces. I have a 22 versus AC. You're hit
For Barundar?
For Barundar. The one with the mace hits you for 5 points of damage, and then he swings again, and this time he has a 19 versus AC.
That's a hit.
Another 5 points of damage. The woman with the sword attacks you. She rolls a critical hit. Diving around to the side, slashes you for 6 points of damage. Not such a bad crit. Roll a 1. And then her other attack is an 18. Does an 18 hit you?
No, that's a miss.
The shield, it just barely parries off of your shield. It is your turn. Eye tattoo looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm going to go after Eye Tattoo. 2 attacks. 19 on the first one.
19 is a hit.
And 15 on the second one.
Also a hit.
All right. First attack does 9 points. Second attack does 7 points. Total of 16.
Describe your killing blow on the man with the eye tattoo.
I slice him at the waist.
It's like, Gah! And he
like Darth Maul.
Stumbles back and falls over. And she screams out. She says, Ronald! You bastard! You killed Ronald!
Ronald is spewing blood from his waist. It's
She's
like a fountain of blood.
God. And she's like, I always knew it was never going to go right for him. Hey, I give up. Whatever. I'm done.
It's too late for that.
She kind of looks at Bing is like, sir?
Too late for that, Bing. Blaster.
What? Yeah?
Blaster!
All right. He follows his orders and blasts. She fails her saving throw.
8.
8 points. She screams
and
out.
9 points. 9 points of sacred flame damage.
9 points. She's like, ah! She kind of turns around. Let's see. She's like, you guys are crazy! As she disengages and goes to run out the same door that you had entered. So she's making her way out. It is your turn. She could only get about, she only got about 30 feet away. So you could chase her down. If you chase her down. All right.
2 attacks. 18.
That's a hit.
Not critical. 19. Natural 19. No. That's a critical. So the first attack does 7 points of damage.
All right.
Second attack does 6 and 4, 10, 14 points of damage. So
Just
21 total points of damage.
Describe your killing blow.
I swing my axe, and she actually gets caught in the axe itself. As I swing it up, she's stuck to the axe.
Ah!
And I fling her against the wall. She hits the wall and slides down.
Oh!
Dead.
Bones broken.
And I'm kind of like out of breath.
All right.
And I went into some dwarven frenzy, even I can't comprehend at this point.
Bing is like, sir, are you okay?
No, Bing, I just did that to a woman.
That's horrible, sir.
That man. Bing.
Sir, what do you think the bards will say, sir?
They'll think I'm crazy, Bing.
Oh.
And they'll think I'm evil, Bing. We shan't talk about this.
I need to process this for a minute, sir. I'm gonna draw it. And he pulls out a piece of paper. And he draws like the stick figure of the woman with they're all bendy, all the arms and legs are bendy, and this big splash of blood on the back. And the man with his legs on one side and head and torso on the other.
They attacked us first, Bing.
That is true, sir. Yeah, I suppose.
Hit us with arrows.
They weren't very nice.
Hit us with arrows.
They weren't very nice people. But
Bing, I tried to talk to them like a reasonable person. They chose not to.
Yeah, but she was ready to surrender, sir.
Bing?
I mean, maybe she'd have stabbed you in the back. I don't know.
Maybe she would have shot me with an arrow from a distance.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, shall we continue on, sir? We'll process this later.
I think I need to take a short rest, Bing.
All right.
Catch my breath.
That sounds like a good idea, sir. So you find that there's that the gatehouse has a barracks that turns out to be you've kind of follow their path up, and it looks like they've been trying to salvage things from this place. They have some old sort of bent stone or bent metal plates that they picked up from somewhere, and all kinds of things. And you find that there is a open gate that leads across the bridge to the other half, to the main fortress area on the other side. In the gatehouse area, you see that they have built 2 small sleeping areas where you and Bing are able to take a short rest, if you would like.
Absolutely.
All right. You take your short rest, binding up your wounds, preparing yourselves, and Bing says, do you think we're going to be facing the dragon soon, sir?
I do, Bing.
Sir, I am nervous, but I'm excited about it. I look forward to our adventures together. And it is there we'll end today's adventure.
Beautiful.
In our next session, you face Cryovane.
Correction. He faces us.
Oh, sinister.